Hello friends, welcome to Recap 2024 by Drishti IAS. If you are preparing for any examination, be it UPSC, PCS or any other government examination, as a matter of fact, you must be aware that current affairs form an important aspect of your preparation and revision is important as much. As the year 2024 is ending, it is imperative for us to go through the important developments which has happened throughout the year. So keeping that in mind, we have come up with this series. My name is Lalit Soni and you are watching Recap 2024 by Drishti IAS. Like last year, this year also we will be providing you with the comprehensive, quick and the concise revision in the form of recap. Herein we will be covering the topics like government schemes, acts, judgment, reports, various summits, indices, etc. So let's start with the episode 1 of this series, that is Recap 2024. And herein we will be discussing the government schemes first. So let's start with the first one. One Nation, One Subscription Scheme. One Nation, One Subscription Scheme has been approved by the cabinet recently and it has been given an outlay of 6,000 crore. It is a central sector scheme. When we talk about the government schemes, there are two kinds of schemes. One is central sector and second is centrally sponsored. Okay. One is central sector, which is given over here, and second is centrally sponsored scheme. When we talk about the centrally sponsored scheme, herein government, central government along with the state government, they will be giving you fund in a particular ratio. Okay, so let's say if the center is giving 60%, 40% will be you can say gathered by the state, and they herein states will be implementing. State will implement the scheme. When we talk about the central sector scheme, herein the whole fund will be given by the central government and the implementation will also be done by the central government. So herein you can say that it is a altogether central scheme, and when we are talking about the centrally sponsored scheme, herein state will be going for the implementation and fund will be contributed by both state as well as the center. Now when we are talking about the One Nation, One Subscription, it is basically a central sector scheme. Herein you will be provided with the countrywide access to the scholarly research article and the journal for publication. Okay, when we talk about R&D, the various papers etc. becomes important for you to read, and considering that they are coming up with the One Nation, One Subscription. Now what is happening actually till now is that when there are institutions, they are getting the subscription of the various journals or the international publications. Okay, now they will form a pool of it. Okay, so the government will form a pool wherein government will take subscription from various publications and now they will be providing it to the institutions. Okay, so that is the idea behind the One Nation, One Subscription. Now why is that? Because when we are talking about the, let's say there are 100 journals. Okay, now various institutions or the universities are going for the 100 different subscription by that. So basically you are getting a particular publication, and for which let's say 5 to 6 universities are taking subscription. Herein government will take one subscription and it will be given to the universities. So duplication of resources will not happen, or you can say you don't have to you can say spend money on different subscription, because government will be doing it for you and then it will be provided to you by the government. Okay, so that is the idea behind One Nation, One Subscription. Okay, now it is aligned with the Viksit Bharat 2047. When we talk about our vision, that is we have to be developed country by 2047, one important aspect is R&D, and for R&D you need international research papers which are there for your R&D. Okay, so that is why we can say that it is aligned with the Viksit Bharat vision as well. Then moving further, National Education Policy 2020. Now if you look at the National Education Policy, you must be aware that it is talking about the multidisciplinary education along with the focus on the R&D. So in that respect also you can say that it is aligned with the National Education Policy as well. Then next part is Anusandhan National Research Foundation, foundation supporting the national research initiatives. So basically this is also supporting or promoting the R&D only. Okay, now who will be the body which will coordinate the initiative over here? So One Nation, One Subscription Scheme will be coordinated by the Information and the Library Network, that is InflipNet. Okay, so this will be the body which will be coordinating this particular initiative. Okay, now what are the objective over here? So there will be a democratized access, wherein there will be one portal wherein government will go for all the subscription, and then you will be accessing that high quality resources, because they are targeting nearly 30 international publishers. So you will be having you can say access to the high quality research work over here. Okay, and they are basically targeting the tier 2 and tier 3 cities as well. Okay, Moving to the next one, that is the resource provided. Herein, as I told you, they are targeting 30 international publishers and access to nearly 13,000 journals will be there. Okay, right now if we are talking about various institutions and the various libraries, the library consortium which are there, so they have access to nearly over 8,000 journals only. Okay, now with this initiative they will be getting access to 13,000 journals. Now moving for the target audience, who will be the target audience? So obviously those individuals who are there in the research work, be it students, be it faculty members or the professors, etc. So there are nearly 6,300 institutions and 1.8 crore individuals who will be the beneficiary of this scheme. Next is key benefit, that is improved access to the various journals and the global visibility of India in the R&D field. Okay, so that is about the one nation one subscription scheme. Now before moving further, for those who are preparing or planning to prepare for the UPSC examination, we are offering you IAS GS foundation courses in the form of offline batches with we will be having the online access as well. Okay, so there will be a free online access facility along with the course over here. So these courses are available at various centers like Karol Bagh, Noida, Indore, Jaipur, Prayagraj, Lucknow. You can visit the center, or for more information you can call on this number which is given over here, that is 8010440440. Okay, now moving further, we will be going to the next scheme, that is PM Surya Ghar Muft Bijli Yojana. Now with the name it is clear that it is related to the solar energy. Okay, now they are saying that Muft Bijli Yojana. So basically idea behind here is that they will be putting solar panels on your roof. Okay, now government has to go for the land acquisition before they are putting the solar panels. Now with that, here in this particular scheme they don't have to find the land. Herein you will be putting the solar panels on the roofs of the households. Okay, now these people who are living in this particular house, they will be generating their own energy first, and if there is surplus, that will be sold to the government. Okay, so herein you can say that here income generation can be there. Other than that, you will be getting muft bijli, that is you can say electricity will be free because you are generating your own energy. Okay, now it is world largest domestic rooftop solar initiative. It is launched on 15 February 2024. It aims to provide free electricity to the households by facilitating the installation of the rooftop solar panels, which we have already discussed. Initiative is transforming India's energy landscape with a bold vision to supply solar power to 1 crore household by March 2027. Now this is the target. We are targeting 1 crore households, not beneficiaries, but 1 crore households. Okay, by March 2027. Now what are the benefits over here? So if we are talking about the solar power, that is basically a renewable energy. So one thing is that there will be reduced carbon emissions. Okay, coming to the next one over here, free electricity for the households, because they are generating their own electricity. They don't have to pay the bill. If there is surplus electricity which is generated, so you can supply it to the government as well. Okay, reduced electricity cost for the government, because now for the, let's say, electricity generation by the solar plants, government has to acquire land. Now for that land you have to pay. Now when we are talking about the acquisition process, that process is also costly. So herein you can say that there is the electricity generation cost for the government is reducing. Other than that, increased use of the renewable energy by increasing the you can say contribution of solar energy. Okay, now we have already seen that what is the target, that is 1 crore by March 2027. Okay, now moving further, scheme will be executed at two levels. There will be national level. At national level there will be National Program Implementation Agency that will be implementing it. At the state level there is state implementation agencies in the form of the DISCOM, etc. Okay, then there are key features over here. There will be a model solar village. Okay, in each district there will be a model solar village that will give you an idea, or you can say that is to promote the solar energy over here. Okay, so each district to serve as a demonstration project and to promote the rooftop solar adoption in the rural areas. Then moving further, there will be incentives to promote the rooftop solar installations, and that will be given in the urban local bodies and the Panchayati Raj institutions. So basically there are incentives which are being given for that, and there will be a model solar village. Okay, so in this scheme you have to remember the target, you have to remember the key features over here. What are the benefits? We have already seen. There are two levels at which this particular scheme will be you can say implemented. That is your national level by the National Program Implementation Agency, and at the state level that will be state implementation agencies. Okay, now moving further, what are the benefits? We have seen the benefits. Herein we are talking about the specifically of this particular you can say renewable energy which is being generated over here, household savings and the income generation. Savings by not giving any kind of electricity bill, and in income generation, because if you are producing surplus one, then you can be selling it to the government. Then job creation, if there is such an project which is been implemented by the central government, in that case there will be jobs which will be created. Then environmental benefits will be there because we are using the renewable energy over here, okay, and the expansion of the solar capacity, okay, without any kind of extra acquisition of the lands, okay. Now moving further, Ayushman Vaya Vandana card. Recently, if you talk about the Ayushman Bharat Yojana, that is the, you can say, health insurance scheme of the central government, in that they have added one more aspect, that is Ayushman Vaya Vandan card. Now let's see, government recently launched Ayushman Vaya Vandan card as an extension of the Ayushman Bharat Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana. Now this card aims to ensure free healthcare for the every citizen aged 70 years and above. Now earlier, you know that we had the coverage of 5 lakh rupees per household. Now that was earlier there. Now they have extended it 5 lakh more for the you can say elderly citizens, okay. So if in a household there are, let's say, 5 people, okay, so for those 5 people you are already getting 5 lakh under the Ayushman Bharat Yojana. And then if there are out of 5 there are 2 elderly people, okay, for them you will be getting extra 5 lakhs. Okay, so total 10 lakhs you will be getting if you are having elderly in your family, okay. So that is the idea behind the Ayushman Vaya Vandan card. Annual coverage will be there, that is 5 lakh per household for the elderly people. Objective is to provide free universal healthcare access to seniors above 70 years, reducing the financial burdens. Eligibility is the age, that is all Indian citizens above age, that is 70 years and older, they are eligible without any kind of social status or the economic status, okay. Now moving further, announced during the Union Budget 2024-25, and it is operating under the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. This is logical only, okay. Now coming to the Ayushman Bharat scheme, under which this particular Vaya Vandan card is there, okay. So this is the feature of Vaya Vandan card, okay. Now here, registration process. So these are the portals on which you have to go and register. That is basically PM Jan Arogya Yojana portal is there. Then you have Ayushman app, which is also there, on which you can go for the registration, and you have to go for the mandatory KYC as well, okay. Now moving further, if you talk about the annual health cover, so 5 lakh coverage will be given extra for the elderly people, and shared benefit for the multiple elderly. Let's say if in the 5 members family there are 3 elderly people, so these 5 lakhs will be divided among these 3 people, okay. So it is not like that individually you will be getting 5 lakhs. You will be getting 5 lakh for a household, in which if you have 5, 6, 7, 10 elderly people, that is only 5 lakh which you have to, you can say, distribute among them, okay. Now moving further, here you can see if there are people who are already enrolled with the other initiatives or the other you can say existing coverage like the CGHS or ECHS. So in that case you can choose whether to go with this or the you can say new Vaya Vandan, okay. So that is the important features of this. Now if we talk about the Ayushman Bharat Yojana, so there is a coverage of 5 lakh per family per year, okay. So that was initial you can say scheme which was there. Now there will be total 10 crore poor and the vulnerable families who are beneficiary, okay. So on average, if we consider there are 5 members in the family, so more than 50 crore people will be beneficiary of Ayushman Bharat Yojana, okay. Now state will be given the flexibility to decide on the mode of implementation which is there. Now moving further, One Day One Genome initiative. Now it is launched by the Department of Biotechnology, that is DBT, and Biotechnology Research and the Innovation Council, that is BRIC, okay. Now aim is to publicly release a fully annotated bacterial genome from India along with a detailed summary, infographic and the genome data. So basically what they are doing is that they are you can say making a database of the bacterial genome, okay, from India. So that is the basically initiative One Day One Genome. Herein they will be going for the database for the bacterial genome, okay. Now here they will be going for the fully annotated. That means that they will be writing the comments or notes etc along with the detailed summary, infographics and the genome data. Now it is designed to highlight India's unique microbial diversity and its role in the environment, agriculture and the human health, leveraging data from the genome sequencing. Now you know that what is genome sequencing. If you don't, then you will be in trouble, because obviously this is something which is there when we talk about the general science. This is important, and if you know it, you can tell me in the comment box what what is genome sequencing. Okay, now moving further here, microbial insights leading to environmental and the health benefits. Okay, so antimicrobial properties. Now if you know there is a database, so you will be knowing that what kind of properties that particular bacteria has. So if there is a bacteria which is having the antimicrobial properties, that can be used in the medicine and the other treatments as well. Okay, so that is one thing. Moving further, microbial functions. So if you have the database, so you know that which microbe has the which kind of function, so you will be knowing about the niche of the bacteria. Okay, understanding how microbes operates in the various environment. Then beneficial microbes, identifying microbes that are having positive you can say impact on your body or agriculture or any other field. Okay, so that is the idea behind this particular initiative by the government. It will be coordinated by the Biotechnology Research and the Innovation Council, National Institute of Biomedical Genome, that is BRICNIBMG. It is an institution which is under the Department of the Biotechnology. Okay, so that is about this particular one day one genome initiative. Okay, now moving further, PM Vidya Lakshmi Scheme. Now cabinet has actually approved this scheme, that is PM Vidya Lakshmi Scheme. With the name itself, it is clear that it is related to you can say education, because they are talking about the Vidya and Lakshmi. So basically here Vidya is for the education, Lakshmi is for the financial support which is being given under this particular scheme. Okay, so other than that, you can tell me or you can read about the Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan, etc. Okay, if you know about it, you can tell me in the comment box. And if we talk about the national education policy, that will be important for you when we talk about the recent initiatives of the government, like be it the different cycles of the admissions, etc. So these are important for you. Okay, now moving further, it is designed to provide financial assistance to the meritorious students for the higher education. Now if we talk about the objective, so objective is clear that we are providing you the financial support over here. So it aligns with the National Education Policy 2020 and aims to provide collateral free, guarantor free loans to the students. Okay, now if we talk about the beneficiary, there will be 22 lakh students which can be the beneficiary of this particular scheme. Okay, here there will be a portal, that is PM Vidya Lakshmi portal. Department of Higher Education will launch a portal, that is PM Vidya Lakshmi portal for students, from where you can apply for the loan. Okay, now the scheme supplements two components under the existing PM Uchtar Shiksha Protsahan scheme. Okay, credit guarantee fund for the education loans and central sector interest subsidy. Okay, now when we are talking about the central sector, you should know that what is central sector. You can tell me the difference between the central sector and the centrally sponsored scheme in the comment box, or you can tell me about the various examples. When we talk about the central sector and the central sponsored schemes, you can tell me few examples in the comment box. That will actually help you remember these examples when you are writing the examinations or the mains, etc. Okay, now moving further, so उड़े देश का आम नागरिक और उड़ान scheme. Okay, now recently Prime Minister has launched 3 airports, that is Rewa in MP, Ambikapur in Chhattisgarh and Saharanpur in UP under the regional connectivity scheme. Now this is the regional connectivity scheme, that is basically your Udan. Okay, Udan was launched as the regional connectivity scheme under Ministry of Civil Aviation in 2016. The objective is to connect the small and the medium sized cities with the big cities. Okay, or to connect the when we talk about the unserved or the underserved airports of the country through the revival of these airports. Okay, so basically here you can say underserved or the unserved airports will be revived over here, and then they will be connected with the different cities. Okay, so idea is to make civil aviation or the you can say air services cheaper for the normal people or the you can say average individuals. Okay, so here you can see Udan operates on a market driven model. Market driven model, that means that on the basis of the demand and the supply, where airlines access demands on specific routes and submit proposals during the bidding round. Now coming to the scheme, this will be incentivize the airlines to join the scheme and to provide various services. So here you can say the scheme incentivize the airlines by offering them support through viability gap funding and the various concessions. You can tell me in the comment box that what is viability gap funding. Okay, this is an important concept which has been discussed various times, so you can tell me in the comment box. Under the scheme, airlines have capped airfare for 50% of the total seats at 2500 rupees per hour of the flight. Okay, so this is some kind of cap which has been put by the government, so that you can say these air travels are basically affordable for the citizens. Okay, now moving further, PM E-Drive scheme. Okay, Now recently the PM electric drive revolution in the innovative vehicle enhancement, that is PME drive. Okay, you don't have to remember the whole name, but if you have the idea, that will be better. So we are talking about the PME drive scheme. Okay, that is electric drive revolution in innovative vehicle enhancement. Okay, now when we are talking about this particular scheme, with the name it is clear that we are talking about the e-vehicles over here. Okay, now scheme excludes electric cars from any direct subsidies. So earlier when we are talking about another scheme that was there, that is FAME. Okay, you can tell me in the comment box what is the full form of the FAME and how it was related to the e-vehicles. Okay, so there are various phases, that is FAME 1, FAME 2, which was there, under which there was this electric cars which are getting subsidies. So here under this particular PME drive, the electric cars are excluded from the any kind of direct subsidies. Okay, the government believes that other measures such as the lower GST for the electric cars are adequate for the you can say people to go for buying electric cars. Okay, now it has been launched to replace the FAME 2. As I already told you earlier, there was this scheme like FAME, which you have to tell me that what is FAME 1 and FAME 2. Okay, now coming to the next one, PME drive scheme outlay is given, that is 10,900 crore over a period of 2 years for promotion of the electric mobility in the country. Okay, with the name it is clear that it is related to the electric mobility. Now what are the, you can say, key features over here? So here electric ambulances. So there are 500 crore rupees which has been actually deployed for the electric ambulances. When we are talking about the highways etc., they will be providing you the e-ambulance service so that the patients will be getting a comfortable journey along with keeping in mind the emissions as well. Okay, next is your e-truck. So here also they have given 500 crore rupees for the e-truck so that you can say pollution can be, you can say, controlled. Okay, then charging stations. When we talk about the electric vehicle, one of the important aspect is charging, and we are lacking in that particular arena. So in this PME drive, they have actually made provisions for the you can say charging stations in the name of electric vehicle public charging station, that is EVPCS. Okay, now these particular you can say charging stations will be there on the you can say the areas or the cities which are having high penetration of the electric vehicles or on the important highways. Okay, so that is about the some components of the PME drive. It offers fiscal incentives around 25 lakh electric two-wheelers, 3 lakh electric three-wheelers and 14,000 electric buses. Okay, so these are the components which are added over here. Again, for e-cars there is no direct subsidy. Okay, now coming to the next one, PM Rashtriya Krishi Vikas Yojana, that is PMRKYV and Krishonati Yojana, that is KY. Okay, now cabinet has approved these two schemes recently. Now when we are talking about the PM Rashtriya Krishi Vikas Yojana, this is related to promoting the sustainable agreement. Then when we are talking about the sustainable agreement, so you know that when we are talking about the sustainability, that means that we are actually making balance between the social, economic and the environmental factors. Okay, social, economic and the environmental factor. So considering that if we want to make agriculture sustainable, so we have to make sure that we make a balance between the economy and the environment. Okay, so considering that we have come up with the PM Rashtriya Krishi Vikas Yojana. Coming to the next one, Krishonati Yojana, that is to achieve the food security for the self-sufficiency. Now when we talk about the food sufficiency, when we talk about the poverty, there are various sustainable development goals which are mentioned. You can tell me in the comment box that what kind of sustainable development goals or the number of the sustainable development goals which are related with the hunger and the poverty. Okay, so that you have to tell me in the comment box. Coming to the next one, that is PM RKVY and the KY will be implemented with total proposed expenditure of 1,01,321.61 crore. If you can remember this, good. Otherwise, know that more than 1 lakh crore rupees will be spending. We will be spending on these two initiatives. Okay. Now here you can say implemented through the state governments by drawing a comprehensive strategic plan suiting their own requirement. Now state governments, on the basis of their own requirement, they will be going for the making a comprehensive plan. Okay. Now one more important factor over here is that you can reallocate funds from one component to other component. Okay, so that is one thing, that is the one flexibility which has been given to the states over here. Now these are the various schemes which are there. When we are talking about the agriculture, there are already various schemes which are there. So they have rationalized these schemes, they have converted this scheme into this. Okay, so rationalization of the various schemes has been undertaken to avoid the duplication, to ensure convergence and provide flexibility to the states. As I told you, states will be making their own plans. Okay, so that is why they will be getting this flexibility. Now the focus will be on the nutrition security, sustainability, climate resilience, value chain development, private sector participation. Okay, now other than that, these are basically the components which are made to converge in this particular scheme, that is soil health management. Okay, then rain-fed area development, agroforestry. You can tell me in the comment box what is agroforestry. This is one of the important agricultural practice which is there, so you can tell me in the comment box. Now Paramparagat Krishi Vikas Yojana, agriculture mechanization, crop residue management, per drop more crop. Now this per drop more crop, this is related to the irrigation, or you can say the when we are talking about the sustainable irrigation. So herein they will be focusing on the every drop of the water which is going in the you can say agriculture. Now crop diversification program, accelerator fund for the agri startups. Okay, so these are certain things which has been converted for this particular scheme. Now moving further, Mission Karmayogi. Karmayogi Saptah, National Learning Week was held from 19th October to 14th November 2024, marked a significant milestone in India's mission to build a responsive, competent and the future ready civil services. That is basically for what you are trying. Okay, so for that, or the capacity building of the future civil servants, we have held a Karmayogi Saptah. Okay, now initiatives is aligned with our national goals, fostering a unified one government approach. So everywhere when we are talking about the one nation, one subscription, so this is nothing but the one government approach. Okay, so there are certain, you can say, traits which are given over here for the civil servant. You can use this particular diagram in your ethics paper. Okay, so what kind of a civil servant should be there? Okay, so proactive, polite, professional, progressive, energetic and enabling, transparent and tech enabled, creative and constructive, imaginative and innovative. Okay, so these are certain keywords which you can use in your examination. Now coming to the next one here, National Program for Civil Services Capacity Building, that is your Mission Karmayogi. So basically this is to, you can say, build the civil servants capabilities. Okay, so this is to create infrastructure, to make sure that your civil servants are transparent, they are you can say compassionate. Okay, so it aims to create a competent civil service rooted in the Indian ethos. Okay, so along with the capacity building, we are focusing on the Indian ethos as well, with a shared understanding of India's priorities for effective and the efficient public service delivery. Okay, to embark on a learning transformation program that will address the capacity building issues of the civil services through a comprehensive outline program, that is your IGOT Karmayogi. Now this is kind of you can say a portal. We'll be talking about that. Here you can see these are some of the you can say pillar for this particular Mission Karmayogi, that is policy framework. We'll be focusing on the policy framework, institutional frameworks, competency frameworks, digital learning frameworks, that is IGOT Karmayogi, and electronic human resource management system monitoring and evaluating framework. So basically along with the capacity building, there are other pillars. These are related to the policies, institutional frameworks, and you can say when we are talking about the focus on the digital India, that aspect has also been integrated over here. And ultimately here you can see that monitoring and the evaluation framework will also be part of it. Okay, now we can move further to the next one, that is Pradhan Mantri Van Bandhu Kalyan Yojana, that is PMVKY. Okay, now with the name it is clear that it is related to the tribals. Okay, so here you can say Ministry of Tribal Affairs is implementing Pradhan Mantri Van Bandhu Kalyan Yojana from 2021-22 to 25-26 with a total cost of 26,135.46 crore. Okay, if you remember, well and good, otherwise not important. Okay, now coming to the next one, that is Central Sector Scheme. This is the third time we are talking about the central sector and the centrally sponsored scheme. So this is a central sector scheme that focuses on the integrated, holistic, inclusive development and the welfare of the tribal communities. Okay, now one more thing over here, you can also refer to PM Janman. PM Janman. When we talk about the last year's recap, we have talked about PM Janman as well. If you are not well versed with the last year's current affairs or the important schemes, so we have one video, or you can say a whole series for the 2023 recap. So you can go and you can see that. Now in the comment box you can tell me that what is this scheme related to. Okay, so PM Janman, you can tell me that with which field it is related to, and other than that you can tell me that what are PVTGs. Okay, what are PVTGs and how many PVTGs are there in India, which state has the maximum PVTGs. All these things you can you should know, and you can tell me in the comment box. Now we can move further, focusing on the integrated development of villages and the capacity building through intervention on the education and the livelihood. So basically they are talking about the holistic development of the tribal communities which are living in the villages area. Okay, so that is related to your Pradhan Mantri Van Bandhu Kalyan Yojana. Okay, this is to enhance the livelihood over here by enhancing the education and the health facilities. So we are talking about the comprehensive and the holistic development of the of the Van Bandhus, that is basically your tribal communities. Now overview of this particular initiative. So here you can say Pradhan Mantri Adi Adarsh Gram Yojana. Okay, with the thing that is Adarsh Gram, that means that you are talking about a particular model village. Okay, so here we'll be targeting various critical sectors such as the road, telecom, education, health services, etc. in this Adi Adarsh you can say Gram Yojana. Then second is development of the PVTGs. Right now I have asked you that what are PVTGs. You can tell me in the comment box how many PVTGs are there in India and which state has the largest number of the PVTGs. Okay, now providing essential amenities like securing housing, clean drinking water, sanitization, education, health and nutrition. Coming to the next one, others, in which you can say that there are various scholarship and the administrative incentives are there. So these are you can say included in the others. And support for TRI, that is Tribal Research Institution. So that is related to your R&D and different data collection and the management. Okay, so that is about your PMVKY, that is Pradhan Mantri Van Bandhu Kalyan Yojana. Now moving further to Cruise Bharat Mission. Now with the name it is clear that it is talking about the cruise. Okay, so basically they are talking about enhancing the cruise tourism. Okay, why? Because it will generate you can say income for the government. Okay, recently Union Minister of Port, Shipping and Waterways launched the Cruise Bharat Mission from Mumbai port. Okay, aim is to double the cruise passenger traffic by 2029, development of the 6 new international cruise terminals to boost the tourism, position India as a major global cruise destination. Okay, so this is something which is very basic. Now strategic mission is related to the capacity building. To do this, what we have to do, we have to build the capacity, sustainable infrastructure we have to create, operation and the technology we have to focus on that. Okay, then regulatory policies, that is related to your legal and the rules and the law related aspects of that, and the cruise promotions, that is basically to promote the tourism over here so that we can generate more income. Now it is divided into 3 phases. So first phase, if we talk about, that is their dates are given, that is not important, but just know that there are 3 phases. In the first phase, you will be going for the conducting studies, master planning, forming alliances, modernizing the terminals which are already existing, enhancing the destination. So basically that is the first phase. When we talk about the second phase, here you will be developing the new terminals. Here you are going for the studies and modernizing the existing terminals. Here you will be creating or developing the new terminals. You will be building marinas, creating destinations and activating high potential locations. Okay. And in the third phase, you will be going for the integrating cruise circuits. Now you have made terminals. Now you will be going for the making circuits, or you can say integrating them. Okay, continuing the development and marketing the marking the ecosystem maturity. Okay, so that is basically the 3 phases which are there for the Cruise Bharat Mission. Okay, now we can move further. BioE3 policy. Biotechnology for economy, environment and the employment policy. BioE3 policy is aimed at fostering high performance biomanufacturing, which involves the production of bio-based products across the various sectors. Now bio-based product means that you are using the biological factors, okay, and then you are creating something out of it. Okay, so this is related to your bio manufacturing. The policy aligns with the broader national goals such as the net zero carbon economy and promoting the sustainable growth through the circular bioeconomy. Now you can tell me what is circular bioeconomy. That is a very fascinating term. Okay, you can tell me in the comment box what is circular bioeconomy. Now here you can see, when we are talking about the BioE3 policy, there are core themes which are there, that is carbon capture and utilization. Industry is going for the carbon emission, so here you will go for the carbon capture. Then utilization, that means that whatever carbon you have captured, that will be utilized by the industry again for the production of various chemical, etc. Okay, so that is carbon capture and the utilization. Then coming to the next one, bio-based chemicals and the enzyme. Okay, now bio-based chemicals, that means that when we are talking about the biological aspect or the biological factors, let's say there are various bacteria. Okay, now we know that there are good bacteria and the bad bacteria. Considering that, you can go for the various vaccines, you can go for the various you can say medicines, etc. So that is bio-based chemicals and enzyme. Now not only you can say the medicines, there are various other chemicals which can also be produced over here, okay, that reduce the environmental impact. Advanced bio-based chemicals can be made. Okay, coming to the next one, precision biotherapeutics. When we talk about various you can say medicines which are there, so when we are talking about the precision biotherapeutics, that means that we are targeting it, okay, that we are, let's say if there is a particular part of the body which is having some kind of cancer, okay, now with the precision medicines or the precision biotherapeutics, you can directly target that particular area. Okay, so that is the idea behind the precision biotherapeutics. It improves the healthcare outcomes and the precision medicines. Okay, moving further, here you can see futuristic marine and the space research. When we talk about the marine biotechnology, so from the sea, if there are various you can say plants, organisms which are there which can be used for various purposes, okay, so that can be used in the marine biotechnology. Then space biotechnology, herein we can target that how the you can say this various small organisms like bacteria, viruses, these how can we use them in the space technologies. Okay, other than that also, if we are talking about the food production in the space or the food preservation in the space, for that also there are various microorganisms which can be used. So that is the idea behind the space biotechnology. Coming to the next one, functional food and the smart proteins. So enhance the nutrition. When we talk about the functional foods, these are basically, these can be natural and these can be you can say artificially generated. Okay, now when we are talking about the natural milk, you can say milk has is a functional food because it is providing you vitamin D. Okay, so similarly, if there is a you can say there is this concept of food fortification, okay, wherein we are enriching the level of nutrients which are there. Okay, we have fortified rice. Okay, fortified rice which are there, these are the example of the functional foods. Okay, now smart proteins, if we talk about the lab grown soya or the lab grown meat, these are the you can say examples of the smart protein. Now climate resistant agriculture. When we talk about the agriculture, and we have already I have already discussed that we are going for the sustainable agriculture, that is to be climate resilient as well. So in that arena as well, we can use the various microorganisms. You must have heard about the BT cotton. Okay, BT cotton, BT brinjal, all these things are basically example of your you can say this particular biotechnology only, wherein you are going for you are silencing a particular kind of gene, or you can say you are going for using a different kind of bacteria, so that you can avoid the attack of various you can say outside insects, etc., like pink bollworm, etc. To make sure that cotton is free from them, we have gone for the use of biotechnology, and actually we have gone for the BT cotton. Okay, so this is the idea behind that. So if we can do that for a particular insecticide or the pesticide, so we can do it for the climate resilient agriculture as well. Okay, so we can go for the particular enhancing a particular gene so that it can be drought resistant. Okay, or you can say any other climate related extremities which are there. So we are trying to make sure that agriculture is not responding to them, or we are adapting according to that. Okay, so that is about your climate resilient agriculture. Now moving further, Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana. So this is a very old scheme of the government which started way back in 2014, 28th August 2014. The year 2024 marks the 10th year of the Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana. Okay, it is a consent based pipeline created through the linking of the Jan Dhan mobile Aadhaar. This is basically for the financial inclusion. This is for the direct benefit transfer as well. So for the financial inclusion, herein you will be going for the various access to various financial services. Okay, so that was the idea behind the Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana. Okay, so here you can say it has been one of the most important pillar of the financial inclusion ecosystem and aims to ensure access to financial services. Okay, financial year 2024-25, we have a target that we want to open additional 3 crore accounts in the PM Jan Dhan. Okay, moving further, we'll be talking about the you can say various aspects over here. So it has enabled shift and seamless transparent transfer of the benefits. We have talked about the direct benefit transfers, so it has enabled that in the government welfare schemes, wherein the benefit of the government's particular schemes has been directly transferred to the account of the beneficiary. The one of the best example is your LPG subsidy when it was there. Okay, promoted digital payments, that is also there. If we talk about the eligibility, so it is for the Indian national, that is one thing. Other than that, there is a age group, that is 18 to 59. Okay, that is the age criteria which is there. If there is a minor who is opening the account, he should be more than 10 years. Okay, then in that case they will require support from their legal guardian for the administrating their PM Jan Dhan account. Okay, so if there is a person who is above 10 years but that is less than 18 years, in that case they will be requiring support of their guardians. Okay, now recent development if we talk about, so we can say that the number of account has grown when we are talking about the 2015 and 2024, so from 14.72 crore to 53.13 crore. And if we are talking about the deposit, so that has grown from 15,670 crore to 2.31 lakh crore. Okay, so that is a successful initiative which we can say. Moving further, one nation, one election policy, the Union Cabinet has actually accepted the recommendation of the former President Ramnath Kovind committee, which was there for the you can say implementation of the simultaneous elections. Okay, so they have accepted this recommendation and they have come up with the draft bill as well. Okay, objective is to align the election cycle across different levels of the government, conducting elections concurrently or within a set time frame. Okay, this would necessitate the significant constitutional amendments, because obviously you have to change the tenure of the existing you can say state assemblies. When we are talking about synchronizing the timeline of various elections, that means that we have to tweak with the tenure of one or two assemblies, state assemblies, as well as maybe of the Lok Sabha. So considering that, you have to make constitutional amendments. So herein you will be making changes to the Article 83, that is related to the duration of the Lok Sabha, and Article 82, that is related to the process of delimitation, and Article 172, that is related to the you can say tenure of the state assemblies. Okay, now moving further, here you can see if we are talking about the idea of simultaneous elections. So the first election 1951 when it happened, that was simultaneous election only. Then after that, till for a long time, till 1957, we have gone for the simultaneous election only. The practice continued till 3 subsequent general elections which were held in 57, 62 and 67. Till 67 we have actually continued with the simultaneous election. After 67, there are various you can say state assemblies has been dissolved, or there was various instances of defection which was there, and because of which we have gone for the, or we have actually gone out of sync from the one nation one election or the simultaneous elections. Okay, so right now there are 4 states which are having the elections which are synced with the elections of the Lok Sabha. You can tell me in the comment box that which 4 states are there which or you can say their timeline of election is basically synced with the elections of the Lok Sabha. Okay, moving further, in 1970s the Lok Sabha was itself dissolved permanently prematurely, and fresh elections were held in 1971, and because of which we have went out of sync. Okay, now what are the pros and cons? You can go through it over here, they are given. And when we are talking about the top recommendation which has been made by the Ramnath Kovind committee, so basically here they have said that the president will be appointing a date. Okay, so there will be an appointed date. Now from the appointed date, you can say there will be 5 years, that is the tenure of Lok Sabha. Appointed date will be the, you can say, first sitting of the fresh Lok Sabha, first sitting of the newly appointed Lok Sabha. Okay, after that there will be 5 years of the tenure, and within which if there is a state assembly election which has happened, so they will be there for the remaining period of time till the appointed till the you can say the Lok Sabha is there, their tenure will be like that only. Okay, after that there will be, you can say simultaneous election for whole country for the Lok Sabha as well as the state assemblies. Okay, so that is the idea, that is the recommendation which has been made. And once these Lok Sabha and the state assembly elections are done, okay, Lok Sabha and the state assembly elections are done, within 100 days you will be going for the local body elections as well. Okay, that is your panchayat and the municipality elections. Okay, so that is about your recommendations. These are pros and cons of the you can say your simultaneous election which are given over here. Okay, now moving further, Defense Connect or DefConnect 2024. Recently, Ministry of Defense has organized DefConnect 2024 aimed at promoting innovation, entrepreneurship and self-reliance in the defense production. The event serves as the platform to showcase the latest development in the defense technology, foster collaborations between the public and the private sector, and increase investment in the defense startups. So basically, this is a platform wherein you will be showcasing your recent developments which has happened in the field of defense technology. Other than that, you can go for the collaborations, etc. You can invite the investments as well. Okay, so that is about the Defense Connect. Here you can see key highlights of the Defense Connect 2024 here. The event featured the technology show organized by the IDEX, okay, Defense Innovation Organization, DIO, wherein various startups has presented their cutting edge innovations. As I told you, this is to showcase your you can say defense technology. Okay, so various startups has presented cutting edge innovation in areas such as the artificial intelligence, robotics, cyber security, unmanned aerial vehicles, and variable technologies, etc. So when we are talking about this IDEX has been launched in 2018 as an initiative taken by the government to contribute towards the modernization of the defense industry. Okay, so this is about the IDEX and the DefConnect summit which has happened recently. Now with that, we'll be moving further. That is, Defense Connect 2024 witnessed the launch of various initiatives. That is Aditi, that is acing development of the innovative technology with IDEX, that is there, and then other is the DISC 11 Defense India Startup Challenge. Okay, so these are the initiatives which has been witnessed during the you can say DefConnect 2024. These initiatives underscores the government's commitment to fostering a vibrant defense innovative system. Okay, so this is some basic idea about the DefConnect. Now with that, we'll be ending today's session over here. There will be a question which will be pinned in your comment section. You have to answer that in the comment box. Other than that, we'll be coming up with the more episodes like that. So stay tuned with us. Thank you. Have a nice day.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe. And do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.